Hey, I'm Nick Boy, and welcome to Pocket for Thursday, the 28th of April. Today on the show, Uncharted stolen, large-scale Tetris, and Ninty's making some moves. Alright, here's what's been making headlines. Drake's been stolen! Disc copies of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End were stolen in a hold-up on a truck in the UK. Sony are working with local police to track down the assailants who, in a violent assault, managed to get their hands on a number of copies of Naughty Dog's upcoming adventure game. It's unclear at this point if anyone was injured during the theft. Sony representatives are, however, stressing that now that copies are illegally out on the streets, story spoilers could start popping up online. And we could be seeing new Xbox hardware this year at E3. Microsoft blogger Brad Sams said that the company will be announcing a redesign of the Xbox One controller as well as new system hardware. Sams cited sources inside Microsoft who gave the vague news that the hardware update could be as small as the already available Xbox One Elite console's expanded storage or something with far more impact on the console's performance. Following on from the Call of Duty Infinite War leaks from yesterday, it looks like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare could be getting a remaster. An image, reportedly a flyer for retail stores, was shared online showing a remastered version of Modern Warfare will be included with a special edition release of Infinite Warfare. So many warfares. Now, at first when I saw the flyer, I thought this must be a fake. A dodgy Photoshop job, perhaps. But then the official COD Twitter account had this interaction. Let's analyze this, shall we? They went back to a tweet from a random COD fan from December of 2014 and instructed him to shit his pants. And if that's not an official PR statement in 2016, then I don't want to live in this world anymore. And for those of you who like to watch, there's a few chunks of gameplay online for you. 9 minutes of Pokemon Go's gameplay footage has been leaked online. It shows the game will be augmented reality, and we're all going to look like idiots playing it. And in a more official capacity, Bethesda has unveiled Doom's single-player campaign with a 1-hour stream you can watch on their YouTube channel. After the break, it's Ninty's big announcements, but now, it's Thing of the Day from the Sunshine State. Tetris is a small, humble game until it's played on the side of a 14-story building. Students from the Albrechts University in Germany transformed their school's main building into a playable Tetris board. Them sweet pipes. Now, Nintendo made some pretty big announcements yesterday evening off the back of their yearly earnings report. First and foremost, the NX has a release date. The new console will be coming out in March of 2017, which is exciting stuff. Except we still don't know what it is, and we won't for some time. The console will hopefully make an appearance or two in Nintendo's E3 Direct package this year, but they've confirmed the hardware will not be in Los Angeles for the main event. Instead, they've decided to focus all their show presence on the Legend of Zelda series. Yes, that Zelda game that has been stagnant for years will be finally playable at E3, and it's a little sad that Nintendo feel like the only game they can show at E3 is Zelda, but hey, at least the game still exists. I think. As predicted by many, the long string of delays for The Legend of Zelda have led to the decision to release the game simultaneously on the Wii U and NX, as both versions have been developed in tandem. It will therefore launch in March alongside the new console. And nothing says get excited about our new hardware like a launch game inherently crippled by the need to appear on last-gen consoles. And a bit of deja vu is playing here in my mind because the same thing happened with Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, a game that I consider to be thoroughly underwhelming. It went through a couple of major setbacks during development, with the game originally being built as more of a direct sequel to The Wind Waker. It was ported from GameCube to Wii, and both versions released within a week of each other across the globe. And while the room was bouncing with excitement and distracted by the NX, Nintendo took the Wii U by the hand, drove it out to the desert, and then whacked it on the back of the head with a shovel. Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima suggested that Nintendo could end production on the Wii U by March of 2018. That's a much more respectable timeline than the one which Japanese newspaper Nikkei reported earlier this year, where they suggested the Wii U would cease production by the end of 2016. Nintendo predict they will move 800,000 Wii U consoles this financial year, which is a pretty defeatist call based on last financial year's 3.26 million units. Now, it's not like they couldn't sell another couple of million units of the Wii U, they just haven't invested in the software to make people want to buy it. This year, there's no Splatoon, there's no Mario Maker, there's not even something small and weird and great like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. It's just this.
We'll see you. Thanks, Stormhawks.
And even with those big hitters last year, the company posted earnings which were down 61% on the previous financial year. And still, they have no big lineup for the next 12 months. It's almost as if Nintendo have just thrown in the towel for this year, at least for the console market. However, the mobile division, that is looking way more promising. That awful Miitomo app is actually doing quite well for them. They announced they've eclipsed 10 million users.
Oh my gosh!
And while I cannot in good faith accept that as a good thing, shame on all 10 million of you, it is a strong start for Nintendo in that space, and they've only got better stuff coming. They've confirmed their next 2 smartphone games will be based on some of their best IP, Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. Which is the smartest thing I've heard Nintendo say in years. Animal Crossing belongs on my phone. The 3DS is really only just holding it back. And don't get me started on Fire Emblem, I must have that game. Even though they did couple the announcement with saying that Fire Emblem on mobile will be more accessible than its console counterparts. There's no launch window for these 2 mobile adaptations just yet, but Nintendo has described them as being pure game applications, so there shouldn't be any social nonsense getting in the way of the action. So it's interesting times ahead for Nintendo as their big pile of cash from bygone console generations gets smaller and smaller. It really feels like the NX is make or break for the company. And while I would love to see it succeed because I just want good things to exist in the universe, if it doesn't, I would love to see Nintendo just bite the bullet and become a software-only company for other platforms. And they could just get back to making the great titles that made them famous in the first place. But let Fox McCloud rest peacefully in his shallow grave. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket. Pocketeers, let me know in the comments what you think about all of Nintendo's big announcements, and while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at GoodGameTV, follow Pocket at NickBoy, at Pierreth, at GG, and at Monkey, and at Sam Yee. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Now, tomorrow I will be doing an Ask Pocket, so please send in all your asks either in the comments or to me on Twitter with the hashtag AskPocket. And today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by the Brisbane Pocketeers. And what I want to know is, was the Bagpiper also a Pocketeer? Now, we need to talk about the voting competition we're holding for Best Thing of the Day graphics. You guys broke our initial poll by being too enthusiastic and voting too much, so we've had to make a new poll. So I need you to all go there, the link is in the description below, and vote again. If you've already voted, you have to go do it again because we can't transfer all that information over. Again, and I cannot stress this enough, this is all your fault for being too enthusiastic and wonderful. Voting closes on the night of Friday, the 6th of May. All right, my Pocketeers, until tomorrow, bye.